This story here, this one here, it really kind of hurt me because this story about a boy that everybody know. Everybody know this boy. The boy that grew up, going to public school like everybody else, but somewhere along the way, he started to separate from his classmates. While they worried about Nintendo and what cartoons and all that, this boy was looking at something different. This boy wanted some of that money. Everybody know that boy, right? Everybody remember him. I don't care what hood you from, what suburb you from. It was always that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids, whatever, that fell in love with money early. Now this particular boy I'm finna tell you about, he started off in the streets, man. His mama worked a lot, and she had, quite a few kids. She had a nice little number of kids, so she never really had the time to spend with her kids, really. And then they had different daddies, and each daddy was a different story. Just imagine, like, 5, 6, 7 different demons or something. Each daddy was like literally a different demon, man. But this boy, his daddy was like a disease, man. He was like cancer. Everywhere he went, destruction. I'm talking about everywhere. Everybody he met, he burnt bridges left and right. And his family didn't mess with him. His friends stopped hanging with him. Couldn't keep a relationship. The only person that could stand him long enough was his baby mama. Just long enough for her to get pregnant and had a son. Now, of course, they broke up later because she couldn't stand him. And he didn't try to do anything so he could be stood. But what he did do was he taught his son about money. He taught him how to hustle at a young age. He taught him how to pitch pennies at first. Now, pitching pennies, that's where you take pennies and you take a line on the ground, like how concrete is broke up in blocks on the sidewalk, or you take a wall and you try to throw the penny as close to the crack on the concrete or as close to the wall as you can, and whoever get the closest would get whatever you betting, $1, 50 cents, 25 cents, whatever. So he started off teaching them how to pitch pennies. Then as time went, the boy started playing card games. He played Uno, but he ain't play Uno like all the other kids. He played Uno to gamble. This boy was a hustler. Who gamble playing Uno? I ain't never seen nothing like that. That boy gambled on the Uno cards. Then he learned how to play them spades. Once he learned how to play the spades, it was over with. The boy was counting cards before he knew his dang how to dang do math, man. Sitting there trying to count cards. I'm telling y'all something, man. It's amazing the way it's amazing the way like folks know how to use math in the street but can't do it in the classroom, even though the street math be way more fast-paced, quick, difficult. The street math, you gotta be like that. But when they get in the classroom, boy, don't even know their multiplication tables, man. But this boy, he was quick on the streets, though, man. So when he got into, he got the cards down, he got the spades down, started taking them old folk money. Learn how to slam the card down just right, know how to flick the wrist just right to throw that card down. Then the boy went and learned how to play dice. Now, me, myself, I played dice a couple of times, but I just couldn't I just couldn't. I wasn't fast enough. I just couldn't keep the speed up. So I go over there and do the little side bets, man. And man, it's been so long. I can't even remember how, but what was it like? Man, what was it? 5, 5, 8. What was it? 4, 9, 5, 8. Okay, it was. But I used to go over there and do the little side bets, man. So I was like, y'all, I'm too slow on. I can't throw the dice, man. But I go over there and get that little side money, cause them dice games get heated, boy. But this boy knew how to throw them dice, man. He threw them dice with the best of them, man. His daddy would go and get them, and it was like his little sneak plan, man. He'd be shooting with the guys, whatever. Everybody all loose and stuff. Then he go get his son. They take him light. Start throwing that money down quick, man. That boy clean them old jokers out so quick, boy. But they get ready to fight, cause after the dice game. See, this thing about the dice game, man. And the boy, he learned this quick. When you shooting dice with somebody, it's always gonna be at least one person that ain't gonna stop until he go broke. Now, if you go in there, let's say you come in the game, you make you $50, make you $100, whatever, and you say, okay, cool, I'm finna walk away. He gonna say, you got my money in your pocket. You ain't going nowhere with my money in your pocket. Now, this is where you gonna have to decide, like, either I'm gonna have to fight this guy, or I'm gonna have to just keep shooting till I take all his money. Maybe when I take all his money, he going about his business. Try to go, he go say, I'm finna go get some more. While he go get some more, you disappear or whatever. Or, he gonna get his money back one way or the other. So, no, the boy seen this at an early age, man. So, he realized that if he wanna make some money out here on the streets, he gotta toughen up, man. His daddy one of the toughest guy on the block. But his daddy didn't play no games either. So he wanted to be like that. So he go to school, take everybody money, and he always made sure he was the aggressor, the one who would make people shoot long as they had his money in his pocket. He always tried to stay on top of the game. Never on the defense, always on the offense. So as he got a little older, started getting around middle school age. Middle school is the grade where, that's like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. That's where kids get bad or where they get good. That's a real important time in these young folks' life right there, man. Bad thing about it was his pops, even though the time they did spend together might not have been what some folk call quality time, but when you in the hood, man, any time with your daddy is a good time, man. No matter what you do, boy, you get to spend some time with your daddy, you better take that to the heart, man. So he was happy, man, spending some time with his pop. But Pop stopped showing up. Pop started going down, man. Didn't look good as he used to look. Didn't move quick as he used to move. Drinking, man. Started drinking a lot. Well, he already was drinking, but he was drinking now, man. He was getting drunk. He was getting it started early. So by the time the boy got out of school, Pop's already halfway face first on the floor drunk. Weekend come, he ain't woke till 1, 2 o'clock. Then he got to get straight to the liquor store. So he ain't had no time to spend with him then either. So he started hanging out with some of the guys around the block. Started kicking it with them and everything, and they liked him, man. They knew he was sharp because he could throw them dice, man. So they started, hanging out with him a little bit more, taking him when they made their little runs, having him, move little, just little stuff, little small, little nicks, man, little dime bags and stuff, not none of that good stuff, just a little Reggie. They get him move a little bit of that Reggie or something around, and drop off a little money or something like that. So he was happy, man. He was happy, man. He was getting some money in his pocket, and it was pretty easy. And then nobody really messed with him. Nobody even really knew what he was doing. A couple of people, but ain't nobody really know, that he was actually helping them sell the dope, man. Sell the weed, at least, at that time. So now, he had a couple friends, and they would, they started to realize he wasn't spending time with them no more. They seen he was running the streets with the big dogs now, so they like, put me on, and he would try, but big dog now, they didn't want to just mess with any, young boy, man. They said they mess with one of them young boys, he gotta have his head on right, or else, he end up getting in trouble. And when a young boy go down, he gonna tell, he's scared and stuff. So they was real, they didn't want to work with the young boy, because they know if he go down, he gonna tell, he gonna get some names up. And he don't understand how dangerous that could be, for not just for him, but for his family and stuff. So they was slow to just mess with anybody. So the boy started picking up on their ways, man. He started seeing, the way they conducted business, the way they only talked to certain people, the way they treated the customers. They call them clucks up in Chicago. Call them clucks, and of course fiends, dope head, crackhead, but in Chicago we all call them clucks. And down here in Atlanta they call them J's. The J stand for junkie. So if y'all hear me say cluck, hear me say junkie. That's what I'm talking. J. That's what I'm talking about, man. So he started. He saw the way they treated them, even though they was, crackheads, man. He seen they still took care of the customer, made sure they got some good stuff or whatever. And they promoted him, man. He went from, moving that Reggie, man. He started messing with that, back at the time, man. This was back, man. This back when they were messing with that, purple haze and stuff. Then after that, they got into the dro. No. They was already. They was. Matter of fact, they had been messing with the drill. No, the purple haze, man. It was that purple haze, because that's when Cameron and Dipset and them was hot, and everybody was talking about purple haze and stuff. And then when Young Dro came out, everybody was talking about Dro. And then then you get into the crazy stuff, that White Rhino, and that White Rhino, that's like weed with what's it called, with cocaine put up in it. So this boy was getting it all, man. He was getting all that good weed, man. All that different crazy kinds of weed. He got so good with it, he started experimenting, making his own weed, man. Kush came when he got into the when everybody was talking about Kush. He got into the Kush. Then everybody got into the loud. He got on the loud. This boy was getting it in, man. He was like a weed aficionado, man. But after a little while, though, he didn't want to really mess with the hard drugs, because he had seen a couple folk get locked up for it, and he seen how much time they got. And as he started getting older and a little wiser, he saw, well, not wise enough to stop selling drugs, but wise enough to say, at least if I go to jail, I ain't gonna go to jail for a long time. A lot of them old heads, man, them old heads be like, they ain't none of that little 30 days, that little 6 month. I do that 6 month. I do that 6 month, I be out. So I get out, I get back on it. So, he was like, okay, I do this weed, I go down, but it ain't gonna be too bad. I can still come out and, get my life right, get back moving, whatever. But that money, man. Weed is like a Toyota, like a brand new Camry or something, man. Maybe even an Avalon, You know, but then you move up, you might get to the more like the loud and stuff. The loud, that might be like a loud might be like it's like a Lexus, right? But that crack and that heroin, well, that heroin, that's a whole nother. He in a whole nother tax bracket with that. That's the Corvette, man. That's the Vet, man. That's the Cadillac, fully loaded, Escalade. He like, man, I want that Escalade, man. I want that Cadillac, man. I want that Vet, man. I ain't trying to ride in the Toyota. I ain't even trying to ride in a Lexus. After so long, you keep getting that easy money, man. So that easy money get addicted. So for it, by the time he was in high school, he was moving the big boy stuff, man. He was moving that straight up crack. Got into the heroin. Now he getting money. At first he was getting money, but now he getting money. He had so much money, he ain't know what to do with it. He had it hidden in the closet, hidden under the bed, between the mattresses, in his clothes, in the closet, and hanging up in the clothes. This man had money. He had so much money, he would find money that he didn't even know he had. He'd just be, going through the room looking for something and just find bundles. So bundles of money. Racks on racks on racks on racks on racks of money, man. Young boy, ain't had no bills. He giving mama some money. He even gave his daddy some money, man. Daddy ain't asked. His mama knew, but she was so stressed out, man. All them kids, all them years, no consistent help. So, she was happy to get that little money from him, man. He broke off. That's all he knew to do, man. The old heads telling him to take care of his mama. So he did that. He was moving, man. He dropped out of school, It's like, why get up and go to school when I'm sitting here making more money than the teachers? He looking at his teachers, man. Folk know how much teacher salary is. You overhear your teachers talking about how they need a raise and all that stuff, Teachers going on strike and all that. He making more money than them. He was killing it. So after a while, the guy he was working for, he promoted him at a young age, and that don't happen too often, man. You promote the young boy, you gotta be careful, because them old heads, they gonna get upset. They been on that corner for, them guys been on the corner 20, 30 years, man. They on the corner from the time they 10, 11, 12, 20, now at 20, 30, 40, man, they still on the corner. So you promote one of them young boys, they get jealous. And that's what happened. They promoted him, and he's top dog now. He's sitting there, man. He wasn't even on the corner no more. He come through in the whip. Just basically watching, making sure everybody doing what they supposed to do, making sure they where they supposed to be. And he's sitting back in the car, eating a Philly cheesesteak or something, and just chilling, man. But, in Chicago, man, they got gyro burgers, man. You go over there and get him a gyro burger. That's why they take gyro meat and slice it off and put it on a hamburger. Boy, I ain't had a gyro burger. Man, yeah, he sit back, get him a gyro burger, man, and he just sitting back in the car chilling, AC on in the summertime, heat on in the wintertime. While they standing on the corner freezing, man. But one day, you know how the story go, right? Somebody got slick and said, we're gonna set this boy up. I'm getting tired of him sitting back collecting money. Little young buck, man, sitting here collecting money like this, and I'm out here. I've been standing on this corner for years, man. Been standing on this corner longer than he been alive. So they got smart. He stepped away from his car, then locked the door. Somebody slipped over there real quick, popped the trunk, put something up under the up under the mat in the trunk where the spare tire be. They put a little. They ain't put a whole lot in there, but just enough. Just enough. Cause if they put a lot, they couldn't afford to put a lot, man. Them boys on the corner need that money, man. They just put, what they could stand to lose. So they put just enough to get him locked up. So they put it in there. Closed the trunk up real smooth, made sure nobody saw him. And they got up out of there, man. Went somewhere, called the police. And, around that time, we used to call him Mike Jones. They called Mike Jones on him, and it's back when Mike Jones was hot, man. Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me. They called Mike Jones on him. He come out where he was, get in the car. A few minutes later, police pull up, search the car, find the drugs. He went down for the first time, but since he had some money, he got him a decent lawyer, and did the whole probable cause thing, and all that court talk and all that, man. He got up out of it. But when he got up out of it, he realized he had to be a lot more brutal than he had already been. This boy realized, nah, I can't be playing with these folk now. I tried to, stay cool with him and just do things smooth and keep everything straight. But now he see, I'm gonna have to be cold, vicious, and do what I gotta do to make sure I get my money and don't nobody else ever try me again. So, in a play that rocked the whole hood, man, instead of going to his man, his boss, he decided he was gonna go straight to the Connect. Call him Poppy, Connect always from South America or something, or from Cuba or something like that. He went straight to Poppy himself. Told him what he wanted to do. Told him he the one that really make the organization work. Poppy liked him because he was young. Figured he can groom him into what he wanted to groom him into. So Poppy say, "All right, man. You want to run this street? You take out your boss and you take out all them lieutenants. And after you take them all out, I get the keys to you, man. The streets is yours, you. What you gonna do?" So in a setup so smooth, so cold, so calculated, he had everybody show up in a room, all the top guys. He got everybody together and told them that he had a new plan to, start moving the pills to the suburbs. You can make a lot of money with them pills and stuff, all the Oxycontin, Vicodin and all that stuff. Start moving that stuff to the middle class folk, even some of them upper class folk eventually. Everybody wanted a piece of that, so they all showed up, ready to make some money. Didn't even have their strap on them. And when they all got there and sat down, he pulled out from under his coat 2 sawed-off shotguns. Now, sawed-off, for y'all that don't know, It's a double barrel shotgun. It shoot 2 shots out of the 2 different barrels right next to each other. But a sawed-off shotgun is not long. It's cut. That's what they call it, sawed off. They saw the barrel, so it's real short. And when you holding the sawed off, it's short, so the shotgun, the buckshots, is spread out real wide. So he pull out 2 sawed-offs. He got the whole room covered. They all sitting there chilling. All of a sudden, he pull out. He pull the trigger. Everybody going down. He pull out them 2 sawed-off, and he tell them like this. You know, I enjoy working with y'all, and I made a lot of money, but I don't trust none of y'all. And I learned I gotta be brutal out here in these streets. So, plow, plow. He took them all out. No long speech. Kept it short and simple. He called Poppy and he said, "Hey man, the streets is mine now. I'm ready when you ready." Poppy say, "Man, we're gonna have to call you Noriega, man." He say, "Nah, don't call me that. Just call me Nori."